Okay guys, we're in serious trouble. Breaking news, we are fucked. I've been watching the mainstream media all day. CNN, the Russians and ISIS, they're coming on November 8th to invade America on election day. We gotta get ready. The jihad-loving, Hamas-loving, radical Islamic terrorists, the Russians, they're so fucking cold and mean. I don't understand. The fucking Russian polar bears are coming. We gotta get ready. This is America. You can't back down. You can't be taken down by the Russians. We're ready. Oh yeah. The mainstream media and establishment are full of shit, and they're just fear-mongering and trying to scare the shit out of us. I forgot. Okay, now being serious here for a second, it is all over the mainstream media that, quote, a U.S. intelligence source is warning that Al-Qaeda may be preparing for potential terrorist attacks in New York, Texas, and Virginia. Another U.S. intelligence source is warning that Russia will commit mischief in election and beyond. Now, one thing before we start, whenever a mainstream media organization uses a, quote, U.S. intelligence source for their entirety of the article, when there is no individual to know what he or she potentially actually said, or no organization to actually ask questions to hold them accountable for what they said and the information they provided, you have to understand, as a good American, the government never lied to you and they're always telling you the truth. Now, these very credible U.S. officials are not only pointing the finger at Russia, but they are actually preparing to hit back Russia if they, quote, try to disrupt our elections. According to these very credible people, U.S. officials, that the U.S. military hackers have penetrated Russia's electrical grid, telecommunications network, and the Kremlin's command system, making them vulnerable to attack. Now, of course, there are actual experts who are warning people that there could be cyber attacks on election day, but these could be obviously manufactured and false flagged into pointing all the fingers at Russia. This is still kind of dangerous if Hillary Clinton gets elected, because she had this to say.
Russia's hacked into a lot of things. China's hacked into a lot of things. Russia even hacked into the Democratic National Committee. Maybe even some state election systems. So we've got to step up our game. Make sure we are well defended and able to take the fight to those who go after us. As president, I will make it clear that the United States will treat cyber attacks just like any other attack. We will be ready with serious political, economic, and military responses.
Yeah, she just pretty much threatened a full all-out world war with another superpower in the world, Russia, if there's a cyber attack. Now, the main reason I'm bringing all this up is because this is top-level fear and propaganda used against you to manipulate you emotionally. As we know, since 2004, Tom Ridge, the former head of the Department of Homeland Security, even admitted that he raised the terror alert before the 2004 election because he was pressured to do so because George W. Bush saw this as an effective way to scare people into voting for him. Yes, the U.S. government admittedly scared the crap out of its own citizens in order to get George W. Bush elected. They fear-mongered, they made you crap your pants, especially after 9/11, those crucial years. Many people's pants were filled with crap all week long. And because of the constant fear-mongering, emotional manipulation that takes place with the government trying to scare you to a particular path. Now they're doing it with Russia, trying to convince you that Hillary's going to be tough against Russia and that they're an actual threat against us. Oh yeah, and then there's those pesky Akbar guys, ISIS and Al-Qaeda, which in leaked Hillary Clinton emails was shown to be funded and supported by our allies, Saudi Arabia and Qatar, which Hillary Clinton knew all along and with the Obama administration lied to the American public. Why? Because Saudi Arabia has funded 20% of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, according to the Saudi Crown Prince. And oh yeah, it just came out recently that Hillary Clinton accepted $1 million from Qatar, and she didn't even notify the government while she was head of the Department of State. And at that time, Hillary Clinton didn't try to stop the funneling of money and weapons and arms to ISIS and Al-Qaeda inside of Syria and Libya. She actually rewarded Saudi Arabia and gave them one of the biggest military arms deals in history. And then that dirty money from Qatar and Saudi Arabia, a small portion of it actually went to a high occult priestess. You can't make this shit up. It's just real. You could actually look at the documentation and tax returns yourself. And as WikiLeaks just pointed out, according to a confidential auditor, these actions by the Clinton Foundation are illegal. And she should be held accountable and put in jail for all these illegal actions, but she's probably not because she has Obama protecting her. And also covering up for her crime, saying that he never knew she had a private email, even though there was emails between you two, and he didn't know, and he covered it up, and he lied to you. Flabbergasted. I don't know what else to say. So I guess what I'm trying to say here overall is don't be a dumbass. Be smart. You could always be prepared, but you don't have to be paranoid. You have to watch out so you're not emotionally manipulated by these assholes who lie to you in order to get you to do what they want you to do, to control you. Don't be controlled. Be smart. Share this videos with your friends. And if you're interested in actually being smart and prepared, check out Healthy Emergency Storable Foods with non-GMO ingredients that if you buy actually goes to supporting this independent media organization. I actually bought some myself. I found these products very good and useful, and we actually get a commission from every time we make a sale from these guys, which keeps us again up and running and operating. We have a lot of new writers on We Are Change.org. We're expanding our operations. The mainstream media is failing. We want to make sure we're on top of that rise, and we can only do that with your help and support. Check out wearechange.org/store. And of course, subscribe. We're going to have a lot more content coming here your way on youtube.com/we are change. So social planning at its best, with lines down the block for just basic necessities, line down the blocks for public transportation that is insufficient, and then a lot of people talk about the toilet paper with the government setting up a set price so poor people could afford toilet paper. There's no toilet paper in different stores. We were, obviously we didn't face that same amount of suffering as the average people here do, but we're trying to